Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. Beautiful fall day here in the Catskills. It's Friday. Sunday is Halloween. So, getting right into this, I haven't done a video in actually about a week and a half, but I'll be getting into it soon. Okay, I want to talk about something that's kind of old news, the Larry Nassar case that the doctor, the Olympic doctor who was molesting, sexually abusing all those gymnasts. I think it was in the hundreds. Horrible, terrible case. I saw a documentary on Netflix last night on, it's called Athlete A. Now, I want to say something. I don't think it's controversial, but who knows? Larry Nassar sexually abused for, I don't know, for decades, all of these girls, and it's a horrendous story. However, the sentencing is ridiculous. All right, the sentencing for this 120 years. Now, have we lost our minds? Let me just say something here. What he did is awful and criminal, and he should go to prison for sure. But for one thing, and let me just explain this. He was abusing him with his fingers. All right, I know it's gross and it's a pedophilia, all that stuff. He would massage them and insert his fingers into their vaginas, the whole thing. It's a horrible case. No one's denying that it's not criminal and he should go to jail. But here's one thing: he did not have sexual intercourse. I did the research here. He fucking didn't harm them either. You know, like, listen, people, there's a spectrum here. This whole Me Too thing. Listen, I know it's children and it's horrible. I mean, I would have no problem with, say, 10 to 15 years. And even that's a little steep. But 120 years? Like, listen, there are people, compare that to someone who tackles you at knife point, and or how about rape and murder? I mean, there really is a difference here, and we are getting confused. Like, when someone who molests someone with their fingers gets the same sentencing as someone who rapes and kills, something is very wrong here. Now, I'm going to play a clip here. It's kind of long. I'll put it into the comment section. I'll just play a little bit of this judge who's crazy, and she really goes after this guy. And he is a scumbag, don't get me wrong. But watch this.
I hope you are shaken to your core, your victims.
See that?
Very shaken to your core. And I know there are still some who ask, are you broken because you got caught?
I don't know if you could hear that too good.
First, let me address counsel. I agree with your words in regard to no one should blame defense counsel, and vigilante crime is not tolerated. So I hope that no one will do anything untoward against counsel, their children, their families, their firms, their cars, whatever it is. That is crime. Crime plus crime solves absolutely nothing. Please respect their job. It's a difficult one. I'm walking in their shoes, and the Sixth Amendment does guarantee each defendant the right to counsel. Doesn't matter what the defendant has done, they have the right to counsel. I also want to say, that being said, we also have the First Amendment. So you are all free to have your own opinions. And it's always a balancing act between the First Amendment, the Sixth Amendment, all of the due process and other amendments to the Constitution. They are all valuable in their own way. And that's why we have an organized and just society. And that's why we are here today, because this defendant has been brought to justice. Do not make it worse, please. Before I get to sentencing, I want to talk about a couple of things. And first, I've said what I need to say to the victims. I have a little bit more to say. You are no longer victims. You are survivors. You're very strong, and I've addressed you individually. before I say anything further, I don't know if you all know this, and I know that the world is watching. I know this because I'm on the bench every day, and this isn't the only heinous crime that appears in this court. The National Crime Victimization
So let me just pause this.
Survey.
This is the long version. I should probably play the shorter version. She gives him a tongue lashing. The tongue lashing of the century. Now, heinous crimes. I mean, woman, are you aware of these monsters who kill children? Murder them, rape them, and cut their heads off. I mean, appalling stuff. What this guy Larry Nassar did is appalling. And it's sickening, and he absolutely should be punished. And those girls, underage girls, were definitely abused. But, I mean, 120 years. What the fuck?
It's done by the Justice Department annually.
And by the way, murderers get out on parole. Go figure that one out.
Reports that 310 out of every 1,000 assaults are reported to police, which means that 2 out of 3 go unreported. The voices of the survivors have asked everyone.
I'll put this in a comment section. Let me find the shorter one. Okay, she goes, I just signed your death penalty. By the way, this is not planned. This is a totally off the cuff. As you can see, not too professional. But let me play this because it's too long. She's getting into all that other stuff. So the point is, and I was having a discussion with my wife, and I go, listen, it's appalling. The guy is a pedophile. He's very, very sick. But I mean to... Here,
I just
this is
signed
from,
your death warrant.
listen
The
to
judge
this.
said that 50-year-old sexually abused girls under the guise of performing medical treatment. Just a powerful hearing. You see the prosecutor there hugging members of her team, hugging some of the survivors in the courtroom as well. The judge spoke poignantly. The prosecutor spoke poignantly. The defendant spoke very briefly, telling his victims and the survivors that there's no way that he could apologize, applying the right words for the pain, the trauma, and the emotional destruction that he called. Let's bring CNN legal analyst Paul Callan.
Again, I would be appalled if that was my...
Paul, earlier in my career, I was in a lot of courtrooms. This was a wow. This was poignant from the beginning. Powerful presentation by the prosecutor saying this must stop. The victims must be believed. This man must never set foot outside of a prison again. The defense attorney saying they've received death threats for handling this case. Nassar's statement, which I would say fall woefully short of a direct apology, saying he couldn't find the words for that. And then the wrap-up from the judge was stunning, powerful, and poignant.
John, it was a powerful, powerful scene. As a former prosecutor, I've witnessed many sentencings in many cases, murder cases, sex abuse cases, but very few as powerful as this.
Yeah.
And I've never really seen a sentence as long as this being imposed, in a plea of guilty situation
It's a plea,
as we
too.
have here. The judge said that he's going to serve as much as 175 years.
175, that's fucked up.
When her sentence is combined with the sentence of the federal court. Remember, he's doing 60 years.
You can find it. I'll put it in the... I thought there was the part where, it's like 10 minutes long, and she really gives it to him. And it's really sad. The whole thing is very, very tragic. I obviously I feel sorry for the girls, but the guy is a doctor. By the way, they all liked him, too. He was very nice. It's a terrible thing to say, considering what he did. But the guy's sick. You throw him in jail for 100... It's crazy. I don't know. I don't think what I'm saying is controversial. I've had a discussion with my wife. She agrees with me. Obviously, he should be punished. 120 years. And again, there was no intercourse. He didn't kill them. I mean, I just don't understand what's going on. I guess is this Me Too movement? I don't get it. All right. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk. Very, very sad. Old news, too, by the way.